All right, don't worry about that. Just do Cheryl. Just do Cheryl's shot because we gotta go. A rivalry renewed for the 82nd time. UNC Pembroke will take on the Francis Marion Patriots. Two teams separated by just 45 minutes on I-95, and we have all the action for you right here on the UNCP Sports Network. Welcome into the English E. Jones Center, Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, the site of tonight's matchup. John Gross alongside Antoine Johnson. And Antoine, you look at these two teams, a lot of hype coming into this season, but so far only one side has lived up to the billing.
Yes, you're exactly right. With UNC Pembroke, they have a 7-game home streak. They're winning games at home. They're shooting lights out. Also, unfortunately, with FMU, the Patriots, they're on a 9-game losing streak. They're trying to get their groove back. They're trying to snap that 9-game losing streak.
All right, let's take a look at players to watch for today's matchup. A couple of guys who can score in a whole lot of different ways.
Oh, yeah. Also, especially with Ikea Proven and Winston Hill. Winston Hill averaging 18.2 points a game. He scores inside and out. Also, we have Ikea Proven, who is the conference leader now in rebounds at 919 rebounds. He can score inside and out. He's been great this season. So Winston Hill also looking to be aggressive in this game as well.
Hey, I mentioned Ikea Pruitt last game against Georgia Southwestern became the conference all-time leader in rebounds, and that's just one of a multitude of impressive marks that he's reached. He's just meant so much to this UNCP program.
Yes, John, exactly. You're right. He's been a leader on and off the court. Rebounds, the art of rebounding, you stay aggressive. He's been aggressive each and every game of his career, all the way from his freshman year to his senior year. And he's just a great person overall in the community on the campus at UNCP.
Couldn't have said that any better. We'll have the action for you right here on the UNCP Sports Network after this quick break. It's Braves and Patriots right here from the Jones Center.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
family your sacrifice makes is one we will always be grateful for. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to stand if you're able with taps off and hands on the hearts as one of the United States of America with the singing of our national anthem performed by current UNCP student Michelle Gitt below the video board. The flag is being provided by Mr. Gary Strickland from Women Life and is being presented this evening by UNC Pembroke's ROTC program. This is a brotherhood. A brotherhood is backed by a nation. A nation that sits back not in and not out. A nation that stands together cannot be enough. Are you hearing me? No. Somebody's trying me.
Back here at the English E. Jones Center, we are all ready to go. John Gross alongside Antoine Johnson from high above Lumpy Guarantee Bank Court. Starting lineups for tonight's 82nd matchup between UNC Pembroke and Francis Marion. For the Braves, the three guards, David Struther, Tyrell Kirk, Jordan Ratliff. Pair of forwards today, Tony Jones and company going big inside, Akia Pruitt and Carson Mounts. And for the visitors, the 3-14 Francis Marion Patriots, who have dropped their last 9 games. Gabriel Dickerson, Jaquez Smith, Jalil Robinson. At the guard spots, Keith Matthews and Winston Hill, who we discussed in the pregame, gets the start at forward as well. Braves tied for first place in the Peach Belt Conference, 14-4 on the season, 8-2 in conference play. They've won 8 of their last 9 against the struggling Patriots of Francis Marion, coming off of a 30-point loss at home against Flagler. It's Pruitt and Matthews in the center circle. Braves control the opening tip, and we are underway. UNCP playing Francis Marion for the 82nd time. That's the most times the Braves have played an opponent. As Mounts gets an early opportunity, and the Braves strike first.
Hey, John, you know one of the players that I'm looking forward to during this game, who could be possibly can go off for probably 30 points during the game? Probably Tyrell Kirk. He scored 30 points, I think, in 2 games this month. And so, being that FMU, the Patriots have a more likely go on a slower start, I think he will use it to his advantage to be aggressive early.
Yeah, you mentioned Kirk. I mean, he's been on fire the month of January. Had 33 points against Lander, coming off of a 27-point game against Georgia Southwestern. So he can score in bunches, and the Braves will look to get him going pretty early. Mounts off to the aforementioned Tyrell Kirk. And Tyrell's in the scoreboard.
There you go. He's staying aggressive very early in the game.
Well, as we just mentioned it's 4-0 UNCP. We'll see if Francis Marion can get something going here as Hill receives it. Hands to a stumbling Smith, and there's an offensive foul called on an illegal screen. That's a personal on Winston Hill, his first, team's first.
And the FMU Patriots in the last game got off to a very slow start in the first half. So looking forward to see what are they trying to do during the first half in this game. Are they going to stay aggressive?
Struther left it short in the 10-footer, and it'll be Patriots basketball. Yeah, this is a team that was picked preseason to finish 4th in the Peach Belt Conference, but with some key injuries and the departure of last year's co-conference player of the year who graduated, lost a transfer who was the conference freshman of the year. Things just haven't been all it was expected to be down for Francis Marion.
Yes, John, you're right, because injuries and transfers do affect the team. But also, they also have other talented guys on the team, so it's always next man up.
And after the missed shot by Smith, it's a held ball violation. It'll stay with the Patriots. You mentioned some of those other guys, and I think Winston Hill, the one who comes to mind. 4th in the conference in points per game, averaging a shade over 18 points per outing. He scored in double figures in all 17 games this season for the Patriots.
Yes, John, and with Winston Hill, he averages 18.2 points a game. He has a great inside out game, as we see right there with the mid-range jumper.
Yeah, stretching it out and getting Francis Marion on the board. Braves still lead it by 2. And Hill, one of those guys who, despite the recent struggles of the Patriots, his head coach Gary Edwards said, he's just going to fight even harder as Ratliff steps inside the 3-point arc, and a little too strong as the ball rebounded by Robinson. Smith. And taken away momentarily by Tyrell Kirk as bodies hit the deck. Now, we know Tyrell Kirk is a scorer, but he's a tremendous defender as well, averaging just shy of 2 steals per game. He's tied for 4th in the conference in steals per game.
Yeah, he's using those long arms and his length and the quickness as well to be a defensive force.
Ratliff goes baseline, elevates, and finger rolls it home around Hill.
Oh, I love Jordan Ratliff's game. He's super aggressive. He's not afraid of the big moment, and he loves staying aggressive in the paint. And he plays great defense, and it's very scrappy. He reminds you of a young Nate Robinson.
Young Nate Robinson. Oh, one of my favorite players to watch, that's for sure.
Yes.
As Hill comes up short. Great dunker.
Yeah, exactly, John.
Double comes on Mounts, spins away from it, and Carson Mounts. Now 2 for 2 with 4 points as the Braves extend their lead to 6. Mounts coming off of a 10-point outing. He went 4 of 8 against Georgia Southwestern. Matthews gets the switch, hesitates, pulls up. Off to the right, rebound for Tyrell Kirk.
And all right, John, like you mentioned, he had 10 points, and also there was 4 other Braves players that scored in double figures the last game.
Tyrell Kirk can't connect from distance as Smith races ahead with the rebound. Kick out. Right corner triple for Robinson off the back iron. And there's the long arms and big body of Winston Hill on full display as a loose ball foul goes against the Braves. Hill, in addition to being top 5 in scoring, one of the best rebounders in the conference as well, averaging 8.5 boards per game.
Yes, with Hill, he has a great, strong lower body, so he's going to use that to his advantage. And he has long arms as well.
Keith Matthews, 6'6" guard, and it was taken away from him momentarily, ends up with Hill. Double comes, and the Braves force a travel.
Braves are being aggressive on defense in the first quarter. First half, I'm sorry.
4 turnovers here in the first 3 minutes, 45 seconds for Francis Marion. Zone look defensively. Mounts out to Ratliff, hot hands, left it short. Board for Gabriel Dickerson. Trudging ahead, leaves it back for Matthews, and he clanks it as Ratliff skies for the board. 2-on-2 for Ratliff, sidestepping, oh, falling down, no whistle. Now 1-on-1 for Smith. And off the back iron, Francis Marion struggling in the offensive side of the court tonight.
Jordan Ratliff with the boards very early.
Double comes on Pruitt. Out to Tyrell Kirk, up and through for Tyrell. 9-point lead for the Braves.
One thing about Tyrell Kirk was the difference between last year and this year is his three-point shooting. He has really stayed consistent on the 3, and like we said earlier, he can score in bunches, so he's looking to have a big night tonight.
53% from beyond the arc in the month of January. Smith has space off the down screen. He can't connect, and Tyrell Kirk is there in the rebounds. Kirk slicing through off to Mounts, and there's an offensive foul drawn by Gabriel Dickerson. His second career start, now starting back-to-back games as we head to our first media timeout here. All UNCP in the early goings. The rivalry renewed here at the bank. It's 11-2 here in the first half.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region.
You get a good look at Mickey's Maniacs, the craziest fans here at the English E. Jones Center, courtside at Lumpy Guarantee Bank Court. They're excited, and for good reason. It's been a good start for the Braves.
It really has. You know, they stayed aggressive on defense. The Patriots are just going to have to pick it up. Just wondering how they're going to change after this timeout.
Couple changes for both sides. Micah Kinsey, Jabri Bullard, and Spencer Levi in for the Braves. As Dickerson kicks out to the fresh legs in the left corner of Jamal Edmondson, who can't hit from distance. Now 0 of 5 from beyond the arc are the Patriots. Here's the sharpshooter for the Braves. A rare miss from beyond the arc for Jabri Bullard, rebounded by Hill. In addition to Edmondson, Alex Cox just checked in as well for the visitors. Hill, got space. Long two for Dickerson, nowhere near. And an easy rebound for Levi. Ball reversal out to Tyrell Kirk. Can't connect. And the loose ball tipped around, and who else but Winston Hill there for the board.
Talk about Winston Hill's strength.
4 rebounds already for Winston Hill. Robinson, good feed to Hill, shovel pass to Edmondson, and Francis Marion snaps a 7-0 UNCP scoring run.
Beautiful pass by the Patriots.
And normally when you hear a beautiful pass for the Patriots, you think of Tom Brady up in Foxborough. But
Yes. Unfortunately, the Patriots got knocked out of the second round, and of course, Tom Brady's future is up in the air as the star quarterback. Is wondering where he will play at next year. So it should be interesting to see what the New England Patriots do in the next couple months.
And wouldn't that be something to see Tom Brady in a different jersey?
I know, like Patriot, like the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Here's Bullard. The Braves looking to get back into the scoring column. Pruitt over to Levi with the left. Somehow falls out, rebound to Cox. He'll take that. He could shoot it. Off to the right. Bullard to Levi. And the Braves started to struggle offensively. Just one of their last 7 from the field. 2-man game here with Kinsey. And an offensive foul. Levi shoving for positioning underneath. That's his first personal, 3rd team foul the first half.
Sean Kirk enters the game. I'm looking for him to have a spark on the bench, from the bench. Last game he had 13 points. We know he can shoot it mid-range and 3-point, so we're going to see what will happen with him as he enters the game.
And a phenomenal dunker in addition to that, a complete player who, like you said, scored 13 points. It was in just 12 minutes of action. Tony Jones has kind of talked about it at times, trying to fit Kirk more into this rotation, get him some more minutes, but there's just so much depth in this Braves roster. That can be difficult.
Yes, and with Sean Kirk, he's so versatile.
Yeah.
The Braves have so many weapons on this team, so it's actually a blessing for Coach Jones to have this problem.
Coach Jones, his first season here, interim head coach. His 3rd season overall. A tough turnaround for Winston Hill as the shot clock expired. Uh-oh, here's Levi. And he lays it in. Kind of got undercut by Hill. No whistle.
One thing about Spencer Levi, he loves to run in transition. As soon as the Braves get an outlook pass, they always look for him because he's always running on the other side of the court.
And Levi showing off that transition ability as we'll head to the under-12 media timeout. Braves still up by 7. This is UNCP men's basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
Regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Braves up by 7. It's Military Appreciation Night. It's also Blackout Night, which is why the Braves are wearing their black jerseys here on their home floor. You went all out for it with the black shirt, the pants, the shoes.
It had to show school spirit, and also, like you said, with Military Appreciation Night, it just goes to show we appreciate everybody who's been in service and serves our country, you know, to protect us each and every day. So we salute to all the military participants.
Absolutely. As Kinsey gets across half court, yeah, unfortunately I do not have a black suit. Otherwise, I would be participating. But Tony Jones right now, the black suit, the black tie, as Strother slithers his way to the basket. Put some English in that one, and he puts it home.
It's a beautiful up and under by David Strother.
Talk about a guy who can score big numbers. He just put up 3 points. His really his worst offensive game of the season against GSW. 1 of 5 from the field.
I mean, one thing about David is every game that he plays, you know, he has such this poise about him. He just knows how to control the game. He knows where everybody should be on the floor, and you know, that's just one of those great leadership qualities. No matter, I don't think he doesn't care about the stats that he has, and he makes sure that the win is all that he cares about.
And the Braves certainly got that win. You mentioned before, but 5 players in that game scored in double figures. It was 4 starters. Obviously, Strother did not, and then Sean Kirk coming off the bench scored in double figures as well.
It just goes to show that, like as we discussed earlier, the Braves just have so many weapons, and anybody can have a hot night.
Strother out to Bullard, wide open. Jay Bree with the trade. One of the top 3-point shooters in the conference gets on the scoreboard. Seven-point run for UNCP. They lead it by 12. Smith, kick out. Cox, off to Hill, and that's a walk.
Braves defense staying aggressive. They have a couple of the FMU Patriots players are traveling.
6 turnovers for Francis Marion. Gary Edwards will call upon his bench once again. Gabriel Dickerson in. Keith Matthews as well.
That's one thing about the FMU Patriots. They must clean up the turnovers. It can disturb their overall flow of the game. So looking to see if during the first half if they can clean that up.
Oh, great feed by Sean Kirk, was a little too hot to handle by Levi, and the Braves turn it over. Quez Smith, the second-year starter. This is a Francis Marion program that has gotten to back-to-back NCAA tournaments as Matthews buries the right-wing triple. We talked about it before, but they were picked preseason 4th in the conference as Kinsey turns it over. Matthews again, rolls out. Oh my, Dickerson tried to get himself a spot at Sports Center.
Yeah, you're right, John. He came in flying. That'd have been one of the highlight plays of the game.
Bullard can't connect, but Levi's there for the board and gets knocked in the face. And the second team foul. First on Jaquez Smith. By the way, Smith, cousins with P.J. Williams, who is on the New Orleans Saints, talking about the NFL. Sean Kirk, first field goal attempt, soft back iron, Hill on the rebound. Jalil Robinson straight away, and Levi skies for the board. Here's Strother. Up top, Kirk, extra feed. Good ball movement. A rare 3-point attempt from Micah Kinsey. Falls through.
Great team basketball. Everybody was just looking to make the extra pass.
Kinsey now 4 of 9 from beyond the arc this season.
Also with Micah, he's a great defensive guard, and he's a great passer as well. So this has definitely been shown off during this game.
There's a lot more than just scoring to this Braves team. Strother way downtown. Another rebound for Winston Hill. That's his 6th. It's not even halftime yet. And Dickerson lost it. Numbers for the Braves here. Buller, transition triple. And a whistle underneath.
Had Sean Kirk on the wing. I had a feeling he was going to pass it to him.
Under immediate timeout, Braves up by 12. This is UNCP men's basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Back here at Blackout Night, Military Appreciation Night, Rivalry Night, here at the English E. Jones Center. Well, the Braves have had the series advantage in this one. 46 wins for UNCP, 35 for Francis Marion. Francis Marion did win the most recent game, but the last 9 games between these two sides has been won by the home team.
John, you emphasize home team. The Braves have won 7 straight home games, so they're always going to put a show on at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Stadium.
Trey Jones is short on the tray. Ratliff attacking baseline, up and under, and he has 4 points.
Ratliff staying aggressive.
High post for Winston Hill. Off to Smith. Gets the switch. Dickerson sidestepping around. Somehow avoided the hands of Sean Kirk. And a second chance here. And Jones can't knock down the open 3. Francis Marion, 1 of 12 from beyond the arc.
Francis Marion has to find ways to make easy shots. The past couple of possessions, they have been taking some open wide looks, but some of them have not been going in.
And now make that 8 turnovers for the Patriots. They've just had all sorts of offensive issues this year. And Gary Edwards will call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. We talked about it before, but it's never easy to replace a co-player of the year. You lost to graduation, a transfer in the conference freshman of the year. And then you have some injuries too. And we're seeing a lot of young players out there for Francis Marion, so it's not easy for this program to kind of get things going to the right foot and turn things around this season.
Yeah, John, you're absolutely right. You lost some very valuable players last year, but freshmen, they're getting as much experience this year. So with more playing time comes experience, and you learn from your mistakes. But yeah, with the Patriots, on this 9-game losing streak, the past first half, they have just been slow to get off to. So they're definitely going to have to pick up the pace. They have to stay aggressive. With this Braves defense, it's kind of difficult to do that because they're always scrapping. They're always trying to fight loose balls, get defensive rebounds, push the pace.
And interestingly enough, neither side has attempted a free throw But you mentioned some of the slow starts for Francis Marion. Last game against Flagler, a matchup they lost by 30. They shot just 27% from the field in the first half and headed into the locker rooms in a 28-point hole. And they're shooting just 18% from the fields with 6.5 to go in the first half of action.
With the start of getting off to a hot start, you have to find those easy buckets, and you have to, just play. Just play how to play the flow of the game. Don't try to force any shots.
Their defense has looked pretty good, though, forcing 5 Braves turnovers now. Braves shooting 43% from the fields. Only 23 points, 6 minutes to go in the first half. Cox, double teamed. Matthews, penetration. And he's checked, he'll shoot 2.
That's what the Patriots are going to have to do to climb back into this game, is just to be aggressive and get those fouls and get those easy free throws.
Keith Matthews, the Stetson transfer in his first season in the blue and red. I'll shoot a pair. He made his impact at Stetson too, a D1 program down in Florida. Played 59 games, made 12 starts, as Akia Pruitt replaces Sean Kirk. And the 73% free throw shooter breaks on the second.
Patriots playing that press, full court press.
Strother wide open, off to the right, but Ratliff is there for the rebound. And that'll be the 3rd team foul, and Francis Marion goes against Alex Cox, his first. Braves have had open looks from downtown, but just haven't been able to hit just 3 of 11 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. Just as they're moving screens and their players are moving out, they're trying to get good open looks. They're just not going in.
Strother with the basketball, 1 for 4 in this first half as he pulls up, kind of lost it midair and follows his own shot. So athletic. Pruitt off to Mounts, turnarounds. The rim's out, Cox in the board. Smith with it, 0 for 3. He's now 0 for 12. Dating back to 2 games ago. Through the last 2 games and including today. Really struggling offensively. Matthews works it home and he'll shoot 1.
Good take to the basket with the foul.
First on Akia Pruitt, 5th on the Braves with 4:55 to go. UNCP up by 11. They've led since the get-go as Keith Matthews, who now has a game-high 7 points, converts on the 3-point play. 2-3 zone look for the Patriots. Pruitt, elbow turnaround, nothing but net for Akia Pruitt, who's on the scoreboard.
That's Akia Pruitt's sweet spot. He loves those mid-range jumpers.
Smith turns the corner, up and under. He's now 0 for 4 today, but it's out to Cox. And the Patriots can reset things. Smith, deep 3. Off back iron, rebound to Strother. Strother attacking inside, flips it up. Pruitt the tip back, unsuccessful. 3rd chance for the Braves falls through. Akia Pruitt doing what he does best, rebounding and dominating inside.
Yes, John, like you said, he's very dominant in rebounding. He loves to get those second chance points.
Braves fans wanted to travel. Matthews into double figures with 10.
Matthews just staying aggressive, taking those open shots when needed.
Strother inside Mounts, and let's see if they count the bucket. They will. And one for Carson. First personal on Keith Matthews, team's fourth, with 3:26 to go in the first half. And we'll head to the under 4 media timeout. Braves up 29-16, 3:26 to go. We'll talk about how this one's going a little bit. You look at the way that the Braves have played. They've led throughout today. 13-point game, and it's kind of seemed lopsided, but you almost get the sense that it really could be a lot larger of a lead for UNCP than it is.
Yes, you know, like you said earlier during the game, they're missing open shots, getting a little bit of foul trouble, so they're going to have to clean that up as well. You know, just have to continue to stay aggressive and set the pace because, you know, they're at home and this is their house. With the FMU Patriots, you know, they have continued to fight, you know, stay aggressive with Matthews, you know, making open shots. Winston Hill, you know, shooting mid-ranges and getting those fouls and making those simple free throws. So it should be interesting to see what will happen these next 3 minutes. If the Braves, you know, keep continue to bring it back up and continue to be aggressive, or with the Patriots, you know, keep fighting because, you know, they hate being on this losing streak and they're doing whatever it takes to fight back into this matchup.
Now that's one thing that you almost can guarantee that they're going to do. They're going to fight, and that's what their leader Winston Hill does best. He battles. They've been fighting here, especially the defensive side. They've been playing pretty well, slowing down one of the best offenses in the Peach Belt Conference as Mounts converts on the three-point play.
I think with the FMU Patriots as well is that, you know, they're going to have to, everybody's going to have to get involved.
And held ball possession arrow will stay here with UNCP. Pardon me, with Francis Marion. Matthews, off to Smith. Now Cox, weaving his way inside. Good look as Keith Matthews earns another trip to the free throw line.
Matthews has continued to be aggressive, you know, cutting when needed, taking open shots. So he's doing well, trying to bring his team back into the game.
First personal on Ratliff. At the 17th foul on the Braves, so Francis Marion in the bonus for the final 3:04 of the first. Dickerson checks in for the Patriots. Well, free throws falling through to show off some three-quarter court pressure. Strother, one-on-one, and he'll shoot a pair. Nope, foul on the floor. That's the second personal on Smith. 15 foul, the Patriots for the first half. Kirk in the lane, turnaround, and Sean Kirk with his first points of the game.
Love Kirk, and that's one of his signature moves. He loves to turn around and floater.
Smith marked by Ratliff, entry feed. Hill battles to the hole, put back from Matthews. 14 points. And a whistle, let's see, looks like a delay of game. And they're pointing seemingly to Winston Hill. So one more of those and that's a technical. Dickerson extending at the midline for Strother. Kirk, as his brother Sean comes up to set the screen, Tyrell lets it fly and it rolls off. Winston Hill, 7 rebounds. Just 4 points though. Matthews, he's been cooking as of late. Gets a lane. Inside feed, and Winston Hill will shoot too. So Matthews doing more than just scoring. That's a great pass right there.
He's trying to get Winston Hill on the groove, facilitating as well.
Two shots for Winston Hill, 70% from the free throw line. Guy who has scored in double figures in every single game this season, including 8 games with at least 20 points. And he's in and out in the foul shot. Coming off of a 28-11 performance in the 30-point defeat against Flagler. His 6th double-double of the season, and he's 0 for 2 from the line. Nakia Pruitt inside to Sean Kirk before the double team comes. Short-armed it. Francis Marion has a real chance to make this a single-digit game at halftime.
Francis Marion has to continue to stay aggressive.
Matthews offline from distance. 2 of 15 from beyond the arc are the visitors as Pruitt bodies his way in. Out to Kirk, to his brother Tyrell. And Tyrell Kirk hits his 2nd triple of the game.
Talk about Kirk's 3-point shooting. It's been great this year, so he's looking to get hot once again.
Smith, floater, and he just can't buy a bucket as of late. Ratliff races ahead, nearly lost it. Ratliff in transition, yep, out of control.
I love how Ratliff, every time he grabs a rebound, he's always on go. But, you know, in that possession, he caught the foul, so.
Yeah, just a great motor. You make a good point. Every time he gets the basketball, he's looking to go, go, go. As Cox inbounds to Smith. Under a minute to go. Approaching 30 seconds remaining here. 8-second difference shot and game clock. Matthews has a game-high 14 up top to Jalil Robinson. Finding Cox. Hill spinning baseline, nifty move, and he'll head to the stripe as well.
Talked about Winston Hill's strength. He loves that. Loves to play back to the basket. He gets the foul, and a beautiful move with the turnaround.
6 points for Winston Hill as Jamal Edmondson heads over to the scorer's table.
Got to continue to feed Winston Hill the ball. That's the one thing that's going to keep him in this game. Keep it close.
And Hill, that 1 of 3 from the stripe. Tony Jones will call a timeout here. Final possession, most likely, of the first half. Braves leading it by 12. All right, so just about headed to the halftime break, depending on what happens in this final 12 or so seconds. Either way, it's still very much a ball game. If you're Tony Jones, how do you feel about this first half?
You should feel great at one point, but also the fact that, you know, you kind of slowed down, get the momentum once it's kind of picking up on FMU side. So with Tony Jones, you know, you get to preach to your team to continue to stay aggressive. You know, just because, you know, this team is on a 9-game win streak, you can't get slacking either way. So, you know, just continue to stay aggressive. You're at home. You're on a 7-game home win streak, and you want to keep that. So, you know, just continue to play great defense, push the pace, you know, make those open shots, and, you know, to stay aggressive. And once they foul you, you know, get those easy buckets as free throws.
Full court pressure for the Patriots. Out of the Tony Jones timeout, Braves tied for first place. And a foul to give Francis Marion. And that's an offensive foul instead on David Strother. 3.6 to go. The Patriots can make this a single-digit ball game. A couple of changes as Dickerson and Edmondson check out, and Cox and Hill replace them. Robinson will inbound. Final possession of this first half, and Hill stepped on the end line. So we'll get another Braves possession. Who would have thought 3 possessions in the final 12 seconds of the half?
It goes to show that Braves defense. They're playing great defense. Just have to pick up the pace and just keep the momentum on their side in this next half.
2.2. And Tyrell Kirk is fouled. They had a foul to give. 6-team foul in Francis Marion.
Also, FMU is getting into a lot of foul trouble as well. So they're going to have to, lessen the fouls, but still play great defense as well.
Ratliff couldn't hang on, and he's knocked down. No whistle, but we will head to the halftime intermission. Braves up by 12. Maybe not a perfect game for UNCP, but hey, the Peach Belt Conference, you take a 12-point lead when you can get a 12-point lead.
Yes, exactly. You're right. So they've been doing great this first half. Making great shots. Staying aggressive at the beginning of the first half, but they kind of trailed off. So for the next half, they're gonna have to continue to stay aggressive. And FMU is fighting their way to get back into the game.
Low-scoring battle at halftime. 35-23. UNCP in front. We'll be back with a halftime report in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. This is UNC Pembroke men's basketball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a big bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
It's a football! The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
It's a football! The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When you've got a house...
It's a fumble! The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Back here at the English E. Jones Center, a low-scoring first half of play, but UNCP leads it by double digits here. Welcome back into the UNCP Sports Network. High above Lumbee Guarantee backcourt, John Gross alongside Antoine Johnson. Antoine, we expected maybe some more scoring in this one out of UNCP, but despite just scoring 35 points in the first half, they still lead it by 12.
Yeah, John, you're absolutely right. You know, with Pembroke, you know, we're known for winning 7 straight home games. You know, this is supposed to be a higher scoring effort, but you know, I think some of the miscues have been turnovers and foul trouble, and you know, continue to stay aggressive. They were aggressive at the beginning of the first half, and they kind of trailed off. So, looking forward for this second half, they got to get that spark back up. And also with FMU, they have to, you know, they're pushing, you know, they're fighting to get back into the game. So,
Yeah, you mentioned the Patriots. They've lost 9 straight games coming into this one, and Keith Matthews has really been the only one that's gotten things going offensively. Do you expect the Braves to kind of game plan this second half to slow them down and force other players to step up and score?
Yeah, like I said, they just slowed down Winston Hill, which is their top player for the FMU Patriots. But they have to stop Matthews, who's shooting threes, staying aggressive. So they got a lot to think about, and just continue to stay aggressive overall during the game.
All right, let's get back to it. Second half action. Back after this here at the English E. Jones Center. This is Braves basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all Bojangles. It's bow time.
Ready to go here. Second half of action. Braves basketball to start things off. A 12-point lead coming out of the locker rooms. Currently in a 3-way tie for first place. Oh, they were looking for the highlight reel play. Out of the half, bounce off to the right, rebound to Winston Hill.
Looking for Jordan Ratliff to make that high-flying alley-oop.
That would have been something.
Exactly. He's a freak athlete for his size.
You did say Nate Robinson earlier in the game as Winston Hill strikes first for the visitors here in the second half.
I remember Jordan Ratliff at Moonlight Madness. For the dunk contest. He definitely has the verticals. So he's using that freakish athleticism to grab boards and also using his speed to push the transition.
Strother lets it fly. Clanked off the back rim. 1 of 7 from the field, including 0 of 3 from beyond the arc for David Strother.
Strother's got to look for the pass now. So his shot isn't there yet.
We've seen him at times be a facilitator for the Braves. The point guard of the starting lineup for UNCP. Tyrell Kirk, the inbounder, gets it back and buries the right corner triple.
Tyrell Kirk is special. We talked again about about his three-point shooting. It has vastly improved. He can shoot from the corner. He can shoot from up the top of the key. So he's been a well-improved three-point shooter.
Matthews threads the needle to Winston Hill, rolling and laying, and he'll shoot as well.
Great pick and roll for Winston Hill, just to drive in and get that bucket, also with the foul.
Hill a chance to cut this to a 10-point deficit. As he toes the free throw line, missed a pair earlier today, but he's hit his last 3 from the stripe. Last 2, pardon me. Full court pressure, good passing, Strother. Attacks, flipped up. Mounts has the rebound. That's tough to stop him at 6'10" in there.
Carson is very long. When you look at him, you may think he's a little slow as far as his speed, but he loves to protect the paint.
And some good defense on Winston Hill, who got caught walking with it. #11 turnover for Francis Marion. Tonight's officials, Frankie Bordeaux, Bobby Lineberger, and John Wall. Not that John Wall.
I was saying, wow, what a coincidence. John Wall is refereeing? At the same time, the referee has been using the speed to how John Wall, the NBA player, is.
Mounts another follow in the finish. Carson getting things going. And a timeout here. Let's see. Never mind, a foul on Tyrell Kirk before the ball was even inbounded. Braves up by 14 after the finish by Mounts. He has 4 points in the second half, 11 for the game. It's his 6th double-figure scoring game of the season. Smith off to Matthews. The game high 14. Kick out. Smith staying ice cold as Carson Mounts rips down the board, and it's a held ball.
The big fella being aggressive, and Carson.
Jaquez Smith, you include today's game and add the last 2. He combined 0 of 16 from the fields with 3 points. This is a guy who averages just over 12 points a game coming into tonight's matchup. As he gets the rock out of the inbounds. Robinson can't respond, but there's Matthews on the follow in the finish.
As the Braves contain Winston Hill, Matthews has been definitely picking up the load for the team today.
Not much difficulty for UNCP to break this pressure as they look to set up the offense. Ratliff avoiding the screen, and he was clipped from behind. That'll go against Dickerson. His first, team's first.
Hey John, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
You know, just over the past couple of days, you know, we've lost. The world has lost a great basketball legend in Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
I want to know, what did he mean to you as a basketball player or as a human?
Oh, that was really my introduction to basketball, that era of basketball, and I fell in love with it. As Tyrell Kirk knocks down the triple. I think a lot of people, myself included, didn't realize how much Kobe meant until, unfortunately, he was gone. But just such an incredible basketball player, and as we saw, especially as after he retired from the NBA, just such a wonderful person and father. I think that's how he'll be remembered.
Yes, I definitely agree with what you said. Also the brighter side of it, as his passing, it has really brought people in the world together. It's amazing how the sport of basketball, what has been going on, and everybody is mourning and during their loss, but he's always going to live forever, with his Mamba mentality and his constant work ethic, being in the gym before any of his teammates. So a person can use that in sports and also in life.
Absolutely. And again, it's just such a tragedy, and our thoughts are with everyone involved, family and friends of the victims, as Smith finally ends that cold streak. And both sides exchanging blows from beyond the arc. And an offensive foul on Carson Mounts. That is 3 on Carson for the game, second in this first half. All right, under 16 media timeout. Braves opening up things here, a 15-point lead, 48-33. We'll be back after this on the UNCP Sports Network.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Out of the media timeout, Braves lead it by 15 points as Jaquez Smith brings the ball up the court. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the tribute that was paid to Kobe Bryant prior to this game. 24 seconds were set of the shot clock, and we had 24 seconds of silence.
It's just amazing how, I wonder who thought about that.
Yeah.
Even NBA players, NBA teams and games, they either took 24 seconds off the shot clock or, got this 8-second violation to, tribute him.
And Levi walked with it in the double two.
So with the Braves, like as we said, they could be up so much more, but it's the miscues such as the traveling or not getting into position or just making unnecessary fouls. So we know what this team is capable of, but their aggressiveness on both the offensive side and defensive side. So they have to clean up those miscues and make sure that doesn't get in the way of the win.
Winston Hill, jab step on Levi, up to Cox. The defense of the screen for the Braves. Hill over Levi, too strong, rebound for Strother. Here's Tyrell Kirk. Down low to Levi. Double comes and Levi is shoved down. Only question here is if it was the act of shooting. That's on Winston Hill, his second. So something to keep an eye on there if he gets another foul or two to see how Gary Edwards manages his star players' minutes. And it is on the floor.
That's right. Also with the FMU Patriots, the last couple of possessions they have been playing trap defense.
Yeah.
Especially in the paint.
Not giving up anything easy inside. Here's Levi. And one.
One thing about Spencer Levi is also another strong player on this Braves team. Like I said, he loves going in transition, but he always loves to attack the basket. He has such broad shoulders for his size, and he uses his size to an advantage. He's also a scrapper as well.
Tony Jones says he's just such an energy guy. He brings energy to every single huddle. And Akia Pruitt fighting for the loose ball. It'll stick with the Braves. Possession arrow in favor of UNCP after Levi missed on the free throw. But Levi, another one of those guys that just adds to this tremendous depth for UNCP.
And like also you mentioned, Coach Jones loves those energy guys, and you need one of those energy guys that separates your team from the rest.
Kinsey finds Tyrell Kirk, lets it go, and buries it. Nothing but nylon.
They have not found a way for Tyrell Kirk to stop him. He has just been aggressive.
And a good take by Gabriel Dickerson all the way. They'll count the basket. That ball kind of sat on the rim, and he'll shoot one.
Tyrell Kirk, just knows how to get to his spots. He just loves the 3-point. He's been doing very well during this game. Getting them past those screens and finding those open shots and making them, taking his time.
Well, Dickerson, pardon me, they'll put him in line for 2 shots. Braves up by 18 points here.
I think another key factor, within this game as well, if the Patriots want to come back from this game, guard play is going to have to be very crucial. They're going to have to be aggressive as well, whether it's, taking certain shots, being aggressive, taking it to the paint.
Tyrell Kirk, another one. Give him 20 on the night, including 6 from beyond the arc. And a quick timeout taken by Gary Edwards in his 14th season.
Tyrell Kirk is hot. You can see the emotion on him. He is enjoying this game. He is loving it. And I bet the fans are enjoying it as well. Every time he shoots a 3, everybody just knows that it's going to go in. So you can tell he's having a great time. Like I say, he's been solid during this game.
You said 30 points pregame. We might see that. He has 20 right now with 13:57 to go.
like we said, when he gets hot, he's hot. Yeah, he can definitely go for 30 during this game. So as long as he keeps on finding his rhythm, he keeps staying consistent and just being hot, he can. As we see now, the lead has gotten up to 21 points. But I think, like we said in the half, we said they need to continue to be aggressive in order to spread out the lead, and that's what they're doing right now. The FMU Patriots, they just have to continue to stay aggressive and just make smart plays, make the extra pass, get inside, and convert on those free throws too as they're getting fouled.
The Braves are on an 8-0 run over the last 30 seconds, and that has swelled this lead up to 21, nearly taken away by the quick hands of Micah Kinsey. Hill, double comes. Dickinson stumbles, kicks out, Matthews, fouls, and he'll shoot 3. Matthews, a team-high 16 points. He's hit 4 of his previous 5 free throws on the evening. As he sinks on the first. Gabriel Dickerson getting ready to check out, as it appears. And the second free throw up and good. Dickerson out. Smith in for the Patriots. And he sinks all 3. Braves up by 18 points, looking to stay atop the Peach Belt Conference standings. As we approach the midway point of the conference slate, Levi off the dish from Kinsey. And Micah Kinsey rips down the board. He has nearly a 40-inch vertical. Kirk stepping back, and an offensive foul. They'll call Tyrell Kirk for a kick-out as he faded away in the jumper.
Looks like a regular fadeaway to myself.
That's a call you don't see very often, but one of those things that officials are starting to look at more. That, and we saw earlier this season the new flopping rule that's in play in college basketball. Spencer Levi was given a warning for his flop against Flagler.
I know the flop is one of those plays that it's kind of hard for a ref to recognize, but as we see now, they're calling it.
21 for Matthews after the made jumper. He leads all scorers. Sean Kirk looking to continue his brother's hot streak. The Kirk brothers feeling it tonight.
I know, since one of the trends I'm seeing during this game is that the Braves are just launching the 3, shooting well from the 3-point line, and FMU, the Patriots, they're just defending, like they're playing zone at some points, and then or they're playing man, they're not even playing tight. Also, they got to get up under those screens as well. The Braves have set some pretty good screens for like Kirk and Jabril to also get those open 3s. So
Levi transition, we've talked about it all night. So good at finishing on the break, and he'll shoot 1.
There goes Levi. Like you said, he loves to run in transition, get those open buckets. Like you say, he's the energy guy, so when he gets them, he's probably yelling M1, and you can just feel that emotion in him.
Not just a great basketball player, but he's so successful in the classroom as well. Criminal justice major, made the honors list this past semester. Has a 3.7 GPA or higher. So he balances it all. As number 14 misses his potential and 1 opportunity.
That's awesome. It's always awesome, to have student athletes that are, that work hard both on the court and off the court. They're making a difference, outside of the court, with their grades and also community service as well. because they always have great basketball talent, but what separates the best players from separates good players from great players is making an impact outside.
What a feed by Micah Kinsey into Sean Kirk after the three by Jaquez Smith, who has the basketball in his possession. Smith starting to get things going as he works it over to Matthews. Front iron, Kinsey. Let's see, whistle, stepped on the baseline. So the Braves leading by 20. It'll be Francis Marion basketball. And it'll bring us to the under 12 media timeout, 63-43 here at the bank on Military Appreciation Night. This is Braves basketball on UNCP Sports Network.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical.
UNCP looking to pick up its season-best 5th straight victory. They are comfortably in front of their South Carolina rival, Francis Marion, but Smith now is 8 points as he hits the tough step back.
Almost had Spencer Levi on the crossover.
Kinsey with Edmondson on him. Off to Sean Kirk. The right-handed hook shot falls through. Kirk has 7. Pardon me, now 9 on 4 of 7 shooting from the field.
It's like the Braves are pushing the gas in this game.
Smith had the hot hands. Offline of the 3 ball. Levi. Well, this isn't soccer. Jamal Edmondson got his big left foot in there. Winston Hill on in addition to Trey Jones. They replace Jalil Robinson and Keith Matthews, who leads all scorers at 21. Sean Kirk eyes up the 3 ball. Wanted that one, and it's rebounded by Smith in transition. Smith, errant feed nearly to our camera operator, Brandon Hodge.
I think one of those things too, as the Patriots, they try to find their groove. They're being aggressive, but they're also kind of rushing the plays. Sometimes you have to take your time and get the offense set.
Kinsey to Bullard. Baseline. Jabry tried the turnaround. And he will shoot 2. He's a guy who doesn't attempt many 2-point field goals. Just 4 of 10 from inside the 3-point arc this season. He'll shoot 2.
He's one of those players that live by the 3 and die by the 3.
That's for sure. Normally a reliable free throw shooter, 87.5% of the season. But bangs it off the back rim in the first one. Shooting into the UNCP student section, which is filled in nicely. Another pretty good home crowd here for the Braves, as he can't hit either free throw. And out, the Patriots run with numbers. Smith weaving around, flipped inside, and Levi swatted it. That might have hit Smith on the way down. And it didn't.
Levi said, do not come in the paint.
Braves second nationally in blocks per game. They average just above 5 per outing. That only their first block, which means they've now had at least one block in 52 straight games.
That goes to show, Pembroke's, basketball teams over the years, they've had great athletes who have great verticals. Oh, just like for example right there.
Here's Kinsey, numbers, Micah, rocks with it, lays it home, and the foul.
Listen, these guys are having fun during the game. As Micah's got the block and the steal with the transition and the alley-oop, he is feeling it. I think the team's energy is just there right now. They are not letting their foot off the gas. They're on it.
Micah Kinsey will head to the stripe as Edmondson comes out and Matthews checks back in. So back-to-back blocks for the Braves, which extends yet another UNCP streak. Now 29 straight games where the Braves have recorded multiple blocks.
It's amazing how blocks can, have an effect on the game, whether big or small. So it can be a momentum shifter.
2-3 look for UNCP. Dickerson, kick out, Cox in rhythm. Cans the triple. Braves run their way with it. Strother gets space. This place would have erupted. Oh, behind the back to Levi. Levi works the paint. The bank has been rocking tonight, giving this side home court advantage. Touched on it before, but the home team of the series has won the last 9 meetings.
With the Braves.
It's the switch. And Hill tried to split the double team via pass unsuccessfully.
Just like with the Braves, they've averaged over 84.4 points per game this year. So they're definitely showcasing that here. In their home court. And like you said, John, the place is rocking. From threes to and-ones, the crowd has been into it tonight.
Strother, marked around the arc. Back in the hands of Strother. Kick out Bullard, 8 to shoot for the Braves. Jay Bree works the paint out to Kinsey. And Kirk racing after it, but it ends up with Cox. Maneuvers his way by a couple defenders, and Alex Cox. Good move to the rack, he'll shoot 2.
Almost lucky he had a slip up.
The Braves fans agree with you there. Not too happy with that foul call. Cox 78% from the stripe of the season. This is the first. How about this? We've talked about a lot of NBA things tonight. This might be the most random. Alex Cox, his uncle, is Jason Tatum's lawyer.
Wow. Oh, man. Yeah. Jason Tatum, another great player. Arrow from Duke. Wow, that's a fun fact. His lawyer.
His lawyer, yeah.
I wonder if he got an autograph.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't be too hard to get if he asked. Strother tried to get space from Cox, who picked his pocket and takes it away. Only a sophomore, he has a lot of potential. Really good three-point shooter. Baseline Robinson. And a foul called. Robinson will shoot 2. Foul on David Strother. They're not going to call it in the block by Mounts, but won't go down to the scorebook as a block for Mounts. And Strother got underneath him. And we'll head to the under 8 media timeout. Braves up by 19, looking to close things out and win their 5th straight. This is UNCP men's basketball on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a big bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Two shots for Jalil Robinson. And he splits the pair. Patriots 11 of 18 from the free throw line tonight. They've shot 12 more foul shots than UNCP, but trail it by 19.
Just like John, just like you mentioned about the Braves and their their blocks, it's definitely changed this game.
Pruitt, way off the mark, but Mounts had the rebound and walked with it.
As we see now with the game, the Braves they still have a great lead, but FMU Patriots are still fighting. But the momentum has shifted just a little bit, so the Braves just have to continue to stay aggressive.
Matthews lost it. Inside feed. And Hill lays it in. Well, this is about the time where Francis Marion, if they're going to come back in this one, they'll have to start some sort of run right about now. And Pruitt slipping down.
Yes, John, you're absolutely right. They just have to find those easy buckets. They just have to score at a consistent rate, at a fast rate.
Sean Kirk was wide open in his line drive three. Hits the front rim. Matthews called for an offensive. Good defense by Kinsey. That's his second, team's fifth. Braves will take out Clayton State this weekend. That a road game as Kinsey goes coast to coast with it. And Carson mounts the finish. He has 13.
Carson also has had a good game, getting defensive rebounds, putting the putback shots up. So it's been a really good game for him today.
Mounts one of just two Braves in double figures. As Dickerson will shoot 1 and 1. First free throw rolls off. Francis Marion leaving some points at the charity stripe. But even so, might not have been enough today. Braves just pulling things out in this second half. Up ahead, Winston Hill. 1-on-1, Hill blew the lane. Kirk goes behind the back, numbers for the Braves. And Kirk got a little too excited with it. And Hill is there for an uncontested bucket.
Just like we said, FMU has got to make the easy shots.
Post off to Mounts. Kinsey using the screen out to Tyrell Kirk, back in the ball game. And it's up in the hands of his brother Sean. Kick out, Micah Kinsey, right wing, lipping out, tipped around underneath. And there's Alex Cox with a rock. Bodies flying all over the place in the last couple of minutes. Might be some moisture on the floor at different points of this court.
I know where they've constantly been wiping the floors. A lot of slippage, a lot of trips as well during the game as well.
Winston Hill heads to the free throw line. Already has a double-double, 16 points, 10 boards. That was 18th game of the season in double figures. He scored at least 10 in every single game for the Patriots. As he approaches the 20-point mark, which he has done 8 times this year. And it bounces home. Undoubtedly a guy who you'll see on the all-conference team come the end of the season.
Yes, unfortunately with his team record, but he's been one of the bright spots for the FMU Patriots this year, scoring in double figures in 20 games, and he's just been, been a bright spot, just been staying aggressive. So I think he's definitely deserving of an all-conference mention for this upcoming year.
Second personal on Dickerson, who heads to the bench. Smith will replace him. And the Braves in a single bonus after the 8th team foul in the Patriots. So 1-1 for Micah Kinsey, who normally struggles from the free throw line, but is 2 for 2 tonight. 36% entering tonight from the line this season, 54% for his career. But he's such a valuable piece to this Braves team, and he's been a 4-year contributor now in his final season in the black and gold as Kinsey hits both, and will head out for David Strother.
Yeah, he really has, all 4 years, like I said, we just talked about him being such a defensive presence, getting steals and also just running in transition. So he has done great during this game.
Now has 8 points as Smith gets it to the low block. Off to Winstein, battling his way against Ratliff. And Winston Hill now with 20 for the 9th time this season out of 18 games. Remarkable. Ratliff looks to get cooking. And kind of volleyballed off the backboard. Pruitt leaving it for Carson Mounts. Can't get it to go. Why not again? They'll shoot 2.
I think also what we see during this game as well is the Brave Nation's bench has been doing very well. With Sean Kirk and Micah Kinsey, been 2 hot spots off the bench tonight. Also, some of the starters. Of course, Tyrell Kirk has been on fire this game. Also, Akeem Prue has been relatively quiet, but his team is making up for it. So he's staying aggressive defensively.
Mention the bench scoring. 26 points off the bench for the Braves to just 6 for Francis Marion. As now sits on the second. We've seen 8 players play for UNCP. The only one who hasn't is Duan Lassane. That's a good problem to have for Tony Jones. They've been in a bunch of blowouts this season where he's had to keep a starter or 2 on the floor during the end of games.
Yeah, and I know probably some of those guys who are the starters, they probably don't want to go back out. But like I said, it's a great problem to have. It's just awesome that for them as a team, to have great contributors to the team. Also, having great bench players will also be a benefit to when they make it into the tournaments.
And Carson Mounts just took a tumble. He's holding his right ankle a bit, but up on his feet and walking.
Oh, man, not the big fella.
Seems to be all right. 3:46 to go, final media timeout. We'll wrap things up here from the Jones Center after this quick break on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Final few minutes of this one. Braves up by 16 points, looking to extend their win streak to 5 games, which would be their longest winning streak of the season. John Gross, Antoine Johnson, with UNCP Sports Network. So happy that you've made us a part of your Wednesday evening, as Winston Hill gets fouled by Spencer Levi. It's the 4th on number 14.
As you said, John, it's military night, so I bet the people who have served are enjoying this game. Just with like you just said, Braves have just been very aggressive. But the FMU Patriots, they have kind of tried to fight their way in there, but a couple of miscues, like you said, fouls, turnovers, and missed shots, simple missed shots in transition and open shots as well.
So Hill gets the line, makes it a 15-point game, and Struther lost it. Braves get it back though. Into the strong hands of Akia Pruitt. Cross court Ratliff. Good ball movement. Tyrell Kirk has been cold as of late. But there he goes, the microwave man himself.
Tyrell Kirk is cooking tonight.
23 for Tyrell. And Levi swiped at it, couldn't get it. Stripped by Ratliff. Here we go.
But we see Jordan Ratliff with that freakish athleticism with the steal and with the transition dunk. And he, like we said, mini Nate Robinson, so fast.
Matthews. Bumps by Tyrell Kirk just outside the arc. And that'll result in a pair of free throws. You look at this UNCP team, we've talked about their depth. We've talked about the senior leaders, the versatility they have on this side. And at this point of the season, they have beaten every team at the top of the conference. Fairly comfortably, too. They beat Lander, beat Augusta, beat USC Aiken last week on the road. And they're on their way to taking down Francis Marion.
This Braves team is, they're primed and ready for the conference. And like I said, they beat the top teams in Lander and also they're on a 2-game winning streak, as we call it. But, this has this great depth. They have, from 1 through 5, just great players. Like I said, we talk about Akia Pruitt and his achievements are, but also players, like also the other players like David Strotter, Spencer Levi,
Jawan the same.
Freshman like Dewan, this team is really primed and ready for a run this year. So this is continue to just play smart, play as a team. They're one of the few teams in the conference that I've seen that play as a team. All they care about is the win. Nobody cares about stats. So they're ready. I think they're ready. They're mentally ready. They're physically ready. Defense has been astounding these past couple games. Like I said, they're about to go on an 8-game home winning streak. So they're doing great.
2 shots for Winston Hill. You mentioned the defense for the Braves. They've held their 10 conference opponents to just 72 points per game, which leads the PBC. And then offensively, they've been averaging 88 points per outing in conference play, which is the 3rd most. You don't find many teams, not just in the conference, but in the country, that are so good on both sides of the basketball as Hill sinks the 2nd.
You're right, John, and I think with Coach Jones, him being the intern coach, he has done a great job with these young men. He has really just got them all accord in the system that he wants them to be in. And, like I said, with leading the way on offense is Tyrell Kirk. He is, like I said, we just talked about his three-point shooting. And also the team as a whole, their three-point shooting has been really good this year. And also they have just great energy guys like Spencer Levi and, leaders with poise such as David Strother. So they have experience with this as well. I think the more experience you have, we look at now as the Braves team, they're really good this year. So they're beating the top competition. So like I said, they're really primed for a great run this year.
They've established themselves as one of the top programs in this region, making the NCAA tournament for the last 6 seasons. They won back-to-back conference titles in 2017 and 2018. 3 straight seasons with at least 20 wins. Still knocks down the second. And the Braves still gave the pedal to the metal here. Strother looked to go the other way with it and had it taken away, and a timeout called as Winston Hill sat on his backside. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Braves up by 20, and we're going to get to the part of the season coming up shortly where the Braves will take on teams for the second time. They take on Clayton State this weekend. They already played Clayton State earlier in the year and had a lopsided victory against Clayton State. And that was back in December. But we've seen the Braves blow out teams that they hadn't played before, and it could continue given that these teams, they've seen them now. They know what to expect, and they'll play them for a second time.
Yeah, also, and I think also with those teams that, that have lost in larger leagues, I think it will pose a challenge for the Braves moving forward. We talked about this team just never getting complacent and stuff. So just for this team, just to keep a level head and just, stay consistent in what they're doing and just keep being aggressive while all these other teams, they're trying to figure a way how to beat them. But it just seems like it's just there's no way to beat this team. They just work well like an oiled machine. And so when you have unselfish guys that want to, the overall goal is to win, how do you stop them?
Kick out to Bullard, deep three-pointer. And Jay Bree can't knock it down. And Winston Hill continues to put together an absolute masterpiece in this one. 25 points, that's a game high. As Hill and Levi tussled just outside the paint. And Winston Hill will head to the free throw line as Levi has picked up his final foul. Well, here's the issue. Spencer Levi fouls out, the backup big man. You have to put somebody in that's a starter right now, and that's not ideal in a situation like this for Tony Jones. So they call upon Tyrell Kirk.
And I think they have to find, some of these young big men like Cortez. They just have to, find more size deep in the bench. We all know Spencer Levi, is an energy guy. You just have to slow down a little bit. But for Coach Tony Jones' process, it's like, man, why can't you stay out there, So, but right now they're sitting in a comfortable lead with less than a minute to go now. Yeah.
16-point edge. You mentioned Cortez Marion Holmes, redshirt freshman this year. And Jalal Williams, 6'8" forward. Those are a couple bigger bodies, both redshirting this season, in addition to Chris Hill, Jason McKinney, another 6'6" forward. So some size, some of the underclassmen. Sean Kirk can't finish.
And I think also, John, like you said, with that size, they, even though they're young, they're first years, and they're redshirted and they're freshmen. I think that could possibly be, in moving on in the future. This Braves team is always going to continue to have depth. So when you have deep depth like how this team is, when you have size like this, you just continue to groom it and you just continue to work with them and see how they develop.
14-point lead, and Gary Edwards coaching until the last whistle. You have to give him credit here. It's been a difficult situation, as we've touched on throughout the broadcast. injuries, graduation, a transfer. And that's not an ideal combination if you're a coach, but if anyone can figure out this situation, it's somebody like Gary Edwards in his 14th season, made his second consecutive trip to the NCAA tournament last year, which is the third ever in Francis Marion history. He has a winning pedigree, winning as coach at Charleston Southern, that's a D1 school, as Duan Lassane will shoot 2 shots from the free throw line. 1 of 5 from the stripe in the season, and 2 of 6, as Lassane has 4 points, and he has scored in his last 3 outings now after missing last game. Hits on the second. Good to see for Duan Lassane, really talented young player, hard worker. And the other way, lay-in doesn't fall. And it'll stick with the Patriots.
Going back to what you were saying about Coach Owens and the Patriots, of course they lost so much talent, but they had these young guys who were getting the experience for this season. So with the experience comes growth. So unfortunately it's a very difficult situation this season. But bright spots like Winston Hill and Matthews serves as hope for the FNU Patriots.
They've had 10 different guys start games this year, but that will do it for tonight's rivalry matchup. The 82nd meeting between UNC Pembroke and Francis Marion goes to the black and golds on blackout night as the Braves roll 84-70 the final of this one and pick up their 5th straight victory. Now winners of 9 of the last 10 games. This team is quite possibly playing its best basketball of the season as they head into a big road matchup against Clayton State.
Yeah, exactly. You're right, John. So, they have experience on the road. They have won games on the road this year. So we're looking forward to this matchup against Clayton State.
Braves shoot 44% from the fields, hitting 12 threes. And it was the bench that really helped them out. They were dominant bench scoring, plus 25. As Tony Jones again getting tremendous production from his bench squad. Tyrell Kirkley, Braves 23, Carson Mounts, 15 points. Big story for Francis Marion, at least in terms of an individual score. Winston Hill, 31 points, 12 rebounds. And Keith Matthews also had a big night with 22 points. Well, that will do it for our broadcast tonight. For our camera operators, Cheryl Thompson, Brandon Hodge, Jonathan Miller of the UNCP Wrestling Squad. For both of our director and producers tonight, Ian Ormsby and Dave Gwynn, my broadcast partner tomorrow, making his debut on the mic on the UNCP Sports Network. Great job tonight, partner. That's Antoine Johnson. I'm John Gross. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday evening. Braves a clean sweep, both the men's and women's side, in the win column tonight against the Francis Marion Patriots. We'll be back for Saturday's matchups on the UNCP Sports Network. Until then, so long. Have a good night.